Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special video. Today, May 12th, is the 81st anniversary of the Railway Series books. So, I decided to put out a little video just to, mark the occasion. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, if you're a Thomas fan like I am, you probably recognize the man in this photo. No, not Ringo, the other guy on the right. That is the Reverend Wilbert Awdry, the man who wrote the Railway Series books, and by extension, created Thomas and all of his friends. Most, if not all of his stories were based on real events in railway history, which I personally think is really cool. And by extension, the characters also looked like locomotives that you would see on a real railway, despite the bright colors and, the faces. The history within the books is so expensive that it requires an entire textbook to explain it all. I am not kidding. That said, the fanbase likes to create their own spin on things, how they envision Sodor in their own head. And I thought that was pretty cool. So today, I'm going to do that myself. Without further ado, here is Thomas the Tank Engine, but my version. As Wilbert Awdry and his brother George explain in their book The Island of Sodor, Its People, History and Railways, Thomas, somehow, ended up on Sodor in 1915, and would have gone home if it wasn't for a pesky war in mainland Europe. And so, Thomas became the #1 engine on the Northwestern Railway. For many years, Thomas worked in the yard bringing coaches for the other bigger engines, until one day he rescued James after an accident and was rewarded with 2 coaches and his own Branchline. Now you're probably all thinking, wait, you didn't change a single thing! And you'd be right. I personally don't think there's anything that needs to change about Thomas. He's perfect just the way he is. Except for one thing. Specifically when talking about the TV show. You see, in the books, Thomas and his 2 coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, work as a push-pull train. Now you're probably thinking, what's a push-pull train? Basically, it means Thomas can either pull his train as normal, or push it backwards without having to run around the coaches.
The big stations at both ends of the line each have a turntable. The Fat Controller had made them so that the tender engines can be turned round, because it is dangerous for them to go fast backwards. Tank engines like Thomas don't need turntables. They can go just as well backwards as forwards.
This is also why Clarabelle is seen with windows on either side of her face, so that the driver can see where he is going when Thomas is reversing down the line. Strangely, in the TV show, Thomas is always seen pulling his coaches and never pushing them, which is kinda strange. And with that is my version of Thomas. You could say he's just a bit boring and uninspired, but like I said before, I like him just the way he is. He's perfect. Feel free to suggest any other engines you would like me to cover down in the comments. This has been Sodor Train 1225 signing off. Have a wonderful day, guys.